Hey, good morning, everybody. Peter Kaima here. It is Friday. It's 8:30. It is time for Coffee Talk with Kaima. Hope you guys are doing well this morning. Hey, super excited to be here this week. Super excited. Got a bunch of things to talk to you about. Some really interesting and fun facts that I'm going to share with you. And I've got some questions to ask you. In this case, it's not about raising kids, but it is pretty interesting and pretty fun. So I think this will be a lighthearted version of Coffee Talk. I'm glad you're here. I'm going to dive right in. Some of the bigger announcements. So maybe the biggest announcement to hit Raleigh since Wake Forest left the Raleigh area and moved to Winston-Salem. It's probably been 50 or 60 years something this big has happened. Wegmans is opening on the 29th of September in Raleigh, the first Wegmans. I can't get over, and listen, I am a Wegmans fan, but I just can't get over the almost unparalleled excitement that our community has about Wegmans coming. I'm not even talking about the one coming to Wake Forest. I'm just talking about having one in the area. People are going bonkers for Wegmans opening up, which is interesting to me. And again, I love Wegmans. It is a superstore unlike any other with customer service and quality and cleanliness and all those great things. And I'm excited about Wegmans. Although I don't know if I'll ever go into that one. I'll wait for the one in Wake Forest to open up. But they open up at 7 a.m. on the 29th of September. And I'm curious to see like how many people sleep in tents the night before to get into to Wegmans. Is it kind of like when they release something at Best Buy and people spend the night out in front of Best Buy? I don't know. But I'm excited. I know you're excited about Wegmans as well. Got me to thinking, where do you do your grocery shopping? So I am a convenient shopper. I shop at whatever's most convenient to me. If I'm driving by Harris Teeter and we need something, I pull into the Harris Teeter parking lot. If I need something, I'm running by Lowe's or Lidl or whatever it is, that's where I go. The only place I don't go is Walmart. Just the experience just isn't good, and there's something to be said about that. But it's not that I'm against big box stores, so I'll go by Target and buy something there. But that being said, where do you shop? Where do you do your grocery shopping? Good morning to you, Lisa. Good morning, Christina. My wife and I are huge fans of the grocery store Lidl. Lidl here in Wake Forest is phenomenal. If you haven't spent any time in there, a lot of people love Aldi's, and I get that. We're not as big on Aldi's as we are Lidl. Lidl just has their app and their ability to save money is unlike any other. I'm going to give you an example. Do you drink carbonated water? You know, Dasani, bubbly, or as Michael Bublé says, Bublé. Yes, Dave. For those of you that watch Super Bowl commercials, you'll know what I mean by that. But if you drink carbonated water, my wife is buying 6 packs of Adirondack flavored carbonated water, which is a great brand, by the way, at Lidl at 9 cents a can right now. She's paying 54 cents or something like that, 56 cents. She's paying something stupid. We're just like 9.3 cents a can. And we've got, last count, 270-something cans of carbonated water sitting in my office at the house. Guys, you cannot beat the prices there at a shopper's club. You can't do it. But just a plug for Lidl. Just cannot get over how good their bakery is, so on and so forth. So super excited about Lidl, which is interesting to me because Lidl's also a great way to save money. My wife will then go get all the stuff that she can't get at Lidl at Whole Foods, or as Dave Ramsey likes to say, whole paycheck. Anyhow, just want to know, where do you shop? I see a couple of Food Line and Sam's Clubs. Yeah, boy, Southerners love Food Line, boy. Woo-wee, you guys love Food Line. Never been a big fan. Again, just another one. And I know it's all personal preference, right? It's kind of like picking your favorite sports teams. They're all good. Which one do you like best? All right, a couple of other things real quick. Are you watching Hard Knocks? For those of you sports fans, are you watching Hard Knocks with my Oakland Raiders? If you're not, I will warn you, John Gruden has the same kind of cussing ability as any sailor from the 1940s, but it is an absolutely incredible show. I advise you to tune in. There's 3 more episodes left. Really, really good show. But if you have HBO or a way to get it, maybe you get one of your friends to give you their password to HBO Go, it's well worth watching. Which tells me, brings me to the fact that we are now halfway through the preseason for many teams, and NFL football is just 3 weeks away. So a lot of you make fun of me because I wear a specific Oakland Raider cologne every single Sunday and have since 1977. And I put on 12 dabs of it. Now I put on 4 for Derek Carr. It was 12 for Kenny Stabler for 30 years. But I want to talk about cologne for a different reason. And I want to ask you, are you superstitious? Just a quick yes or no. Tell me, are you superstitious? If you want to share one of your superstitions, that'd be great as well. We've been talking a lot about superstitions lately. And it came up because yesterday morning, I have 2 bottles of cologne at my house. One that my wife picked out that smells incredibly good. And then one I picked out that, but the one she bought is very expensive. I use it sparingly, and I'm down to maybe 1/10 of the bottle left. And yesterday morning, I hadn't worn it in a long, long time. And life is really good for me. I'm so blessed right now. Things are really, really good. I've got good friends, great family, just business, associate. I'm just so blessed and grateful for the way things are going. Not that I don't have my challenges, but in overall, I'm really grateful. And I've noticed about 8-10 months ago, anytime I wore the cologne that my wife bought me, the little black bottle cologne, like the day just wouldn't be a good day. Something would happen. And I started testing that and started going to the other cologne, have a good day, go back to this cologne, have a bad day. So I thought to myself, let's just put that aside for a while, save it, special occasion. Jen likes it. And so yesterday, for the first time in maybe 12 weeks, 10 weeks, something like that, I went ahead and wore it. And no sooner got to the office, and everything just blew up. Not that I haven't had other bad days, but just weird how things were going so well. The day before was a great day, and things just blew up. They didn't just blow up for me, they blew up for other members of my family. It was kind of a challenging day, and I'm sure you've had those. So that bottle of cologne is now sitting in the bottom of a trash can, and I put an end to that curse. But I'm curious, what superstitions do you have, if you have any? There's the old traditional, don't break a mirror, don't walk under a ladder. Umbrellas, don't open up an umbrella inside. I'm not gonna mention anybody by name, Megan Molden, that also brought some other superstitions that she's had in the past, where she would lift her feet as she crossed over a railroad track, or she would hold her breath as she passed the cemetery. Just really, really odd stuff that I love to pick on her about. But what about those of you that played ball, right? You lay your clothes out in a certain way. Do you wear the same? So Chad Wingler's probably the kind of guy that wore the same nasty game socks day after day after day until they lost, right? But do you not cut your hair on a winning streak? What are your superstitions? I would love to know what those are. Hey, good morning, Julie. Good to see you. Oh, guys, I forgot to raise my cup to you. Good morning to you. Happy coffee talk. Let's see. I hear you, Adam. I knew that was coming. I hesitated mentioning the Raider cologne, and I hear you. I understand. I still feel like there's some sort of connection there, but yeah, I don't know. I can't explain it. All right, moving on from superstitions. A couple of interesting fun facts for you. Name the 4 states. I'll tell you what. We'll give away a Kaima Cup to the first person who can name the 4 states. We'll give away either a Kaima commercial or a Kaima Cup. To the first person who can name the 4 states that have no outdoor billboards. There's 4 states in the United States of America that don't have outdoor billboards. Don't cheat and look it up. Give me your best guess. Come on. Give me your absolute best guess. Julie, good to see you. Julie. No Patriots. All right, I'll give you that answer here at the very end. Another interesting fact I want to share with you. Did you realize that brass doorknobs are actually self-disinfecting? A lot of metals are, but brass doorknobs have the highest antimicrobial components, I guess, or ability, which I found very, very interesting. And then finally, in Scotland, do you realize when you drive by a house in Scotland, not that I'm driving by houses in Scotland every day, but they paint their front doors red to indicate that they've paid off their mortgage? Well, that was kind of interesting and kind of cool. I don't know in practicality how that would work here, but I still think that's pretty cool. All right. A few weeks ago, I had asked you for your best podcast, and many of you had sent in your very best podcast. I'm still interested to hear, what are your favorite podcasts? Personal, business, life, all those kind of things. There were 2 in particular that really stood out. Rise and Grind, which is almost like what it sounds like. You wake up and it's just it's a way to have some positivity in your business world, kind of sharpening the saw. So Rise and Grind was recommended by several of you. I have not yet listened to it. It is now on my list, though. And then the Dave Ramsey podcast, which I happen to listen to, which is also fantastic. But those are the 2 that stood out the most. There are a variety of other political ones. I left all the political ones out. As you know, we very rarely get into anything sensitive like that here. The most sensitive we'll get into is, should I spank my kid or not? I'm just kidding. All right, and then your real estate tip of the week, and I'm going to let you all go. We'll get you to the answer of the 4 states. But the real estate tip of the week, guys. So we've talked recently about getting your house ready for home inspections, right? Lighting the pilot light, checking your light bulbs, right? We went over a whole litany of things to do prior to having your home inspected. Well, I want to look at it from the other side of the equation, and not all real estate agents are going to agree with me here, and that's okay. That's fine. But you're tuning in, listening to me, so I'm just going to give you my opinion. The reality of it is this. So when you go to do a home inspection, you order a home inspection, I'm not telling you not to watch your budget, because watching a budget is very, very important. But guys, I want you to think about more than just your money. I want you to think about your bigger money, right? The investment into the house. So could you save 50 or $100 by using a little bit less home inspector, less pricey home inspector? Sure, absolutely you can. But guys, not all home inspectors are created equal. And many home inspectors want to continue to do a good job for those agents that are sending them a lot of business. Don't shy away from the 1 or 2 or 3 home inspectors that are recommended to you by your real estate agent. And the reason for that is, guys, they are trying to continuously earn the business of that real estate agent. They've done enough home inspections for those real estate agents to warrant us calling them back because they do such a good job. So please, please, please don't just shop based on price. Think long term. And as you're looking at your inspections, it's not just a home inspection. If you're given the option to do a radon inspection, it's like $120 extra or something like that. If you're in North Carolina in particular, go ahead and do that. If you're about to spend $350,000 on a house, $500,000 on a house, or even $100,000 on a house, spend the extra $120 to get all the inspections you can in order to protect yourself. Because the only time you can negotiate somebody else to potentially do those repairs for you, if indeed repairs are needed, is during the time of the contract. Once it's yours, right? So check the chimney, check the pool, check the well and septic. Make sure we're doing all of those kind of things, okay? Number 1. Number 2, be there. Be at the home inspection, especially if you're a first-time home buyer or a second-time home buyer, or it's a different type of home that you've owned in the past. And the reason for that is this is the time you're going to have one expert be able to educate you as you walk through. Usually home inspections are 2 to 3, sometimes 3.5 hours. But you want to learn about your house. You want to know where everything is, main water shutoffs, all those kind of things. Where things drain, how the HVAC system works, where the drip lines are, all that kind of stuff. And then maintenance tips along the way. A good home inspector will do that as well. Guys, spend time at the home inspection. We spend more time and effort in buying a car than we do our houses. Guys, it is likely your largest single investment. And if you're going to make your largest single investment, spend the time, effort, and money to make sure you're protecting yourself. Okay? And then finally, this is one that's always bothered me. Oftentimes buyers, again, and I get it. I have been the buyer before I got into real estate, and I understand the mentality of it. But oftentimes buyers will pay for a home inspection, and they'll ask for 21 items to repair. They'll negotiate 18 of those. So they have 18 items that were repaired according to the seller. Seller will send over paid receipts by their general contractor, and you can likely trust those. But don't you want to lay your eyes on them? Don't you want to make sure that somebody that's looking out for your best interests are going to check those? So these contractors that are hired, or these people doing the repairs, they're being hired by who? Yeah, the seller, guys, the seller. And the seller has the idea of wanting to save as much money as they can on any repairs. They will not shop, maybe even with their normal contractor. They're going to go find the least expensive guy they can more often than not. Not always, but that's kind of the mentality they're going to have. So you've got to do the same thing on the opposite side of the equation. You've got to go ahead and shop in a way to protect yourself. Your home inspector, for a nominal fee, will go back out and reinspect all the items that you have asked to have repaired. And now you've got a clean bill of health. Again, don't cut corners when it comes to buying your house. Hope you have a great week. I will see you next week. Raiders won last night, which was fantastic. We had our first baseball practice last night. Means fall ball's on the way. Have a great week. Call me if you need me.